Hello. Well, how does this movie hold up today? Well, let's find out. It's time for another edition of The Movie Reviewer. Today we're going to take a look at the 1969 heist film, The Italian Job. If you enjoy this series, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any new installments. The Italian Job is a British heist film directed by Peter. The screenplay was written by Troy Kennedy Martin, and the score was composed by the great Maurice Jarre. Along with Michael Caine, the film stars Benny Hill, Ian Hendry, Jack Hawkins, Newell Coward, Heather Sears, an adorable little dog called Klepto. The plot revolves around a team of British thieves who travel to Italy in order to steal gold bullion from a heavily guarded vault in Turin. The gang consists of a safecracker named Charlie, played by Caine, a getaway driver named Roger, played by Hill, a demolitions expert known as Left-Handed Luke, played by Hendry, an American accomplice named Mr. Bridger, played by Hawkins, and a mastermind criminal named Gordon, portrayed by Coward. Gordon has assembled this crew because he wants to pull off one last big job before retiring from crime and settling down with his life insurance money. Unfortunately, a double cross goes down shortly after the crew arrives in Italy. Gordon has been working with a corrupt police official named Detto, played by Sears, who steals the loot for himself and the mafia. Now the rest of the gang must work together to get the gold back and escape Italy before the long arm of the law catches up with them. The Italian Job was filmed entirely on location in Italy, mostly around the city of Turin. At the time, this was something that was quite rare, and it makes the film feel incredibly fresh and authentic. It really doesn't feel like a typical Hollywood production, which could be seen as either a positive or a negative depending on your tastes. But I personally really appreciate how this film immerses itself within the culture and atmosphere of Italy. Now back to the film. As far as the plot goes, it's not anything particularly original. You have your charismatic criminal mastermind, his motley crew of accomplices, a femme fatale, some double-crossing, and lots of car chases and explosions. For anyone familiar with the heist genre, all of this will seem very familiar. However, it is still enjoyable, even if the plot is derivative. The screenplay is witty and moves at a brisk pace. The action scenes are excitingly staged, the comedic moments are genuinely funny, and the dialogue crackles with energy. The story begins in London, where Gordon reveals his plan to his associates, who initially think it's just another one of his crazy schemes. Once they arrive in Italy, though, Gordon shows them that he's serious, and things start moving very quickly. There's no drawn-out setup here. We immediately get to see the crew preparing for their heist and trying to stay one step ahead of the police. There's a sense of impending doom that hangs over the film, thanks in part to the masterful cinematography by Kent Russell and the pulsating score by Maurice Jarre. The soundtrack is one of the best parts of the film. It perfectly captures the excitement and danger of the heist, and it is full of memorable themes and motifs. The Mini Cooper chase scene is perhaps the most famous sequence in the film, and its score is simply iconic. Speaking of iconic, let's talk about Michael Caine. His portrayal of Charlie is both charming and roguish. We instantly like him even though we know he's a criminal. He's the kind of character that audiences have always had a soft spot for, and Caine brings a natural charisma to the role. His chemistry with the rest of the cast is excellent, especially with Benny Hill. The two of them have a great comedic rapport. Sadly, Benny Hill's career didn't really take off until after this movie was released. He was already well established in England as a comedian and television host, but in America he was relatively unknown. After The Italian Job, he became one of the most popular comedians of the 70s. Unfortunately, his success would be short-lived. He fell into obscurity once again in the 80s and beyond, which is a shame because he was extremely talented. In The Italian Job, Hill plays the lovable rogue Roger Vassi, played by Heather Sears. Both Hill and Sears were born in England, but she spent most of her career in Italy making spaghetti westerns, so casting her as an Italian woman in The Italian Job was an inspired choice. Also worth mentioning is Newell Coward as the criminal mastermind Gordon. He brings his usual charm and wit to the role, and he is perfect as the suave leader of the gang. Sadly, he only appeared in one other film after this one, because cancer had already begun to take his eyesight. Overall, The Italian Job holds up very well today. It's an entertaining and exciting film that's anchored by strong performances from the entire cast. The plot is derivative, but it's still enjoyable. The direction is superb, the cinematography is gorgeous, the music is iconic, and the action scenes are thrilling. If you're a fan of heist films or just looking for something different, then I highly recommend checking out The Italian Job. So what do you think? Did this movie live up to your expectations? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're at it, please give the video a thumbs up for more great classic movies. Thanks for watching.